Hey guys, Mike here with Wild Utah Edibles. Once again, I'm out and about. Wanted to take the opportunity to check out Battle Creek Falls today, and I thought I'd bring you along. So let's go see what we can find. There is a lot of stuff up here. There's our first one right there. I'll bet many of you can identify that one with those curly leaves there. And so I'm going to go through and try not to stop too much, honestly. Maybe on the way back I'll stop more because I'd really like to hike up maybe as far as the waterfall on this today. But I've got a document that I created on this one from a hour and 45-minute video I think I did, a virtual tour that I made available a few years back, and got a lot of pictures, a lot of content from this area. There's a lot to see up here, and even that I'm sure wasn't a complete documentation of everything. So this one, if you haven't guessed, is Curly Dock right there. We've got some dandelion right over there, and right over here some very valuable from last year Curly Cup gumweed. So let's head on up the trail and see what we can find, shall we? Of course, we've got our Gamble Oak in here, lots and lots of that. We've got a nice big patch of prickly wild rose. My brain is slow today. Wild rose there. We've got there's some more Rumex. I don't think from the look of these that they are the Curly Dock. I think they're a different variety of Rumex. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to stop, but my goodness, there's so much to identify here. So we've got some white sage right here. We've got some dead with the burrs on it, hound's tongue back in there amongst the oh my gosh, my brain today, guys, I tell you what, amongst all the Gamble Oak. We got aster right here. We've got some Curly Dock again there. Yeah, if this were a tour, we wouldn't get very far because I'm going to be talking about all this stuff on the way up, and it's just so hard to get anywhere because there's so much to see. And even right there, we've got a tree that is not our Gamble Oak, and this one looks like a fruit tree, and I believe we identified this last time I was here, and I had to look it up then. It is not native to Utah, but let's see what picture this tells me about it. So I put that into picture this and tried a few different times and did not get anything affirmative, so I'm not gonna bring that up and guess because I don't know. This one I do know, and that is cool to see that coming up in early spring. So we're here in March. That is phenomenal. So what we're looking at right here is Death Camas, hillside Death Camas. All right, well, that was a fun little jaunt that I didn't expect. Kind of exciting to see all those growing. Pretty flowers, but not something that you want to be eating. Death Camas is said to be strong enough to kill a cow. So I cut this video into multiple because I wanted to show some different things here. And this is something I knew was up here, but this is the first year that I've seen these in spring with just the berries. That's our poison ivy in here amongst all of the oak. Clematis, old man's beard. It's one of the best fire starters that you can have. Anything like that with the flower puff is really good for fire starter. You can see some wild rose back in there. Look at those nice straight sticks. Good arrows, guys. And some more berries from poison ivy. More white sage, a little bit more of the aster. Okay, now here's another fun one that looks so different in the winter and spring. And that's our Oregon grape, creeping Oregon grape. Look at this. There's even a grape left there. Can't believe they didn't all get munched up by the animals. And you come back in here, and again, it's just littering the ground, but we've got more green leaves back in here. Perhaps they've been insulated a bit more through the winter. Still a lot of red, but more of the red as you get back out here. It's not under the cover of the trees. I saw the poison ivy up here a few years back when I was up here looking, taking pictures for that big almost book that I wrote. One of these days I might actually put that together as a book. But kind of cool to see it in the spring with just the berries, the dead berries there. Let's see what else we can find. See the acorns among the dandelion there? Lots of acorns dropped from last year. Lots of oak leaves, dandelion. Now this trail up here would be a great place to come and get some curly cup gumweed if you guys are looking to harvest some flowers for that for tincture later this year. More of our white sage, so we're seeing quite a bit of that up here. There's the fresh leaves of a new curly cup gumweed coming up. Some kind of mustard right there. Look at that. More poison ivy. It's actually all over out here. You can really see how prolific it is when you come in and see all of those little light colored yellow berries. Let's see if I can slaughter the Latin name of, oh, there's another one. Squirrel! Of poison ivy, Toxicodendron rydbergii. Western poison ivy is what we're looking at there. All right, common burdock right there. Again, this is last year's crop all gone to seed. Look at all of the clematis vines on that there. Ooh, nice looking outcropping of rocks there to climb. Some, 28, 29 years ago, I took a climb up in Rock Canyon. It was almost my last. Fell off a cliff. Reports indicate that it was somewhere between 50 to 90 feet for the initial fall, and then tumbled down a rock slide quite a bit and ended up on the edge of another precipice, another cliff, 200-foot fall. Fortunately, being as young, dumb, as naive as I was, somebody was up there and saw me fall and was able to save my life. Maybe someday I'll give you that story. A lot of clematis I'm seeing along here. A whole bunch of that stuff. Over here we've got an old mullein stalk. Some mustard down there. Lots and lots of clematis. Rubber rabbit brush. Some maple. Didn't drop all of its leaves last year. Cold must have come fast and hit it. All right, well, I think I convinced myself that we're going to come up here and do a tour for the spring. Show you what all of these plants look like dead. Oh. Might not be the only thing dead. Tweaked my back a little bit on that one. Eyes on the trail. Oh, look at that. Holy cow, there's a lot of it. Up on the cliff up top there. Down here through this wash. Back up in there. So we're looking at mountain mahogany up in here. There's a ton of mahogany. This is a relatively hardwood for the Utah environs. And that has a nice long branch. We're not going to cut anything here, but if you were looking for some nice bow wood or for a digging stick, mountain mahogany is a good one to offer that for you. Amazing how much there is to see, and if we get out here doing this, I'll try to walk up first and then stop along the way back maybe. I get so excited about everything that I end up stopping along the way. And you know, you can spend a good hour in just a 20 square foot section. There's so many different plants to identify that you normally just don't realize are there. So that's what I do most of the time. Gray birch here next to the water. There's a nice straight walking stick just waiting for somebody there. Get out over the trail, a few down there maybe as well. Holy cow, look at how that grows. What can you do with water birch? Anybody know? Comment below. Here's one of our beautiful wildflowers in Utah, firecracker penstemon. Not yet in flower. Rabbit brush, more of the mountain mahogany. Looks like possibly prickly leaf lettuce. What do you think? Looks pretty prickly to me. Red leaves of Oregon grapefruit. More of those over here. Some rose. Oak. Ah, and there we are. I made it to the waterfall. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. I would love to go bathe in that right now. Probably feel chillier than my morning shower was. Oh my goodness. Inviting. Maybe just dip my head in, right? A little cold water isn't gonna hurt. This is amazing. Absolutely beautiful. Yep, should have brought the tripod. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Yeah, that's chilly. So I got right up in there, but I think the water hit the stop button. Turned off the recording on me. Can't really get in close without just getting totally soaked, so wasn't much of a chance of getting just the head wet. It was more like drenching everything. All right, so that might be a good place to end the tour. This is nice. Make hiking just a little bit easier, perhaps. Quite the rock slide here on the trail. So thanks to whoever came up and braided this and put it on the trail. Rose hips. I almost didn't think those were rose hips because I'm not seeing. Oh, we've got a different plant here. Is that red osier dogwood? Rose hips are the lighter color bark, and then we've got this over here. And sure enough, according to the picture of this app, that is red osier dogwood. Oh, and there I can see some flower tops. Doesn't look like there were any berries on that part of it. Now I've got too much wind up here for you to hear me probably. Last year when I was up in the Uintas, I recorded a bunch of content of just nature. Just the sounds of the water, things like that. Wondering if I should put that up here or on another channel. If you have some thoughts on that, let me know. Would you like to see content that's just nature sounds? Just pictures of nature, some animals in the distance maybe, moose and so forth. Or should I put that on another channel? Here's some snakeweed down in here. I'll have to look up the scientific name of that one, but another common one growing in amongst all of this rose. It's a water-loving plant there. Boy, if you guys haven't taken this hike, you need to do this. It's beautiful. Time to stop for some electrolytes and a little water here. I'm feeling my legs cramp. That's something that I've suffered from since I was young, and makes me wonder if that was part of what caused me to fall off the cliff 28 years ago, 29 years ago. It's on my mind right now because I've been writing that story, going back looking at journal entries and trying to make a book out of it. So a couple years ago, I started cramping pretty bad after a long day of work, and so I went to carrying electrolytes with me. This is unsponsored, in the wind, but if you want a good electrolyte, this Light Show, I get that one on Amazon. I'll put a link to it in the description here. I carry that with me every day now, and it works fast. It's liquid. If I start feeling a little cramping coming on, like in the movie theaters, sitting in the same position for a long time, I don't know about you, but that's one of the places that happens for me sometimes. And so I'll take a bunch of that just straight up. It's pretty strong, pretty sour, but within a minute or two, it'll calm the cramping. So whatever it is that I'm deficient in, this seems to do it for me. So something to check out if that's a concern for you. Good idea to carry some electrolytes with you when you're out hiking or camping. Well, I don't think I'm going to make it up to the meadows today. I think I'm about ready to turn around and head home. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I try to give you lots of content that will help educate you a bit. Here's another one. Before I sign off, there's some sumac. Those sumac berries make a delicious cold drink, Sumac-Aid. Absolutely amazing. Amazing stuff. And this probably isn't the best time to be harvesting this. Probably not the best place either. Easier down on the foothills on the entrance to this canyon. There's quite a bit of it up there. It's easier to access. A couple of different kinds, both this one and the fragrant sumac. Both of them are edible and can be used for the Sumac-Aid. This stuff, honestly, you get this when it hasn't rained recently, because when it rains, it washes all of the, I think it's citric acid that's on the outside of them. But it'll wash that off. But if you've got a few dry days in the summer that have gone by and you've got a bunch of these berries, it's Sour Patch Kids, and it's nature's Sour Patch Kids. You'll be shocked. It's delicious stuff. All right, now I'm really gonna go back. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Share it with anybody you think will enjoy it. And on the way out, I'll give you a little bit of that beautiful nature. habit of doing stupid things.